new limited edition Respect Series color drop, a brand new soft plastic bait, and a huge Japan rod restock. This is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle Megabass edition. Welcome to the Hookup Tackle. The Hookup Tackle is the world's largest showcase of Megabass products, featuring baits and colors not found at any other dealer. The Hookup also offers a wide display of OSP, Evergreen, Depths, Lucky Craft, Jackal, and many more. The Hookup Tackle is owned and operated by family, is staffed by guides and verified tackle nerds who love helping anglers elevate their craft. If you're in the Phoenix area, we'd love to have you stop by our showroom and check out the wonderful world of Megabass and the Hookup for yourself. If you shop online, there are almost 10,000 SKUs of Megabass products alone, with hundreds of other companies and new products being added daily. So next time you're looking for that hard to find bait, that color your fish have never seen before, or maybe you just want to elevate your game, look at thehookuptackle.com. Welcome back, my friends. I am Ben with the Hookup Tackle, aka the Tackle Otaku on Instagram, being filmed by my buddy Jeffrey the King. We are the Hookup Tackle USA. This is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle, where we highlight the latest and greatest new drops as well as important restocks so you can stay on top of the industry. Now, if you follow us on a regular basis, you know that for the last few weeks we have promised you guys a great Megabass Japan drop, and it's been stalled and stalled and stalled. But guess what, Jeff?
What is it, dude?
It's here, man.
Finally.
It is here. So this week we're just going to celebrate by doing the entire episode. What's restocked this week? Megabass Japan edition. I think you guys are going to be really stoked. There's some amazing things that I know you guys have been waiting on, and some surprise things that you probably didn't know were coming. So you ready, Jeff?
I am super ready.
Let's dive in. So you guys have been beating me up about when the new limited edition Respect Series drop is going to be here, and it is in. This is the brand new color drop from them. This is GP Tequila Shad. I know you guys have been dying to get this. Now, Respect Series are going to be different this year. They are going to change the baits that they're offering each color in month to month. So we're seeing some brand new baits in the lineup. We're seeing some resurrections of previously discontinued baits. So it's a very exciting drop, probably the most exciting drop that we've ever had. So to celebrate, Jeff has put together this amazing piece. Please enjoy. Sashin no Megabasu Gente Karasetto GP Tequila Shad. Orion Biro o Nondene. Happy fishing, minasan. Arigatou gozaimasu. All right, great job, Jeffrey.
Thank you, I tried.
You nailed it, dude.
Yeah, that skateboard slider really came through.
Whew. Yeah, nothing but high dollar equipment around here to film these episodes. So, dude, you crushed it.
Thank you.
If you guys don't know what he's talking about, we had to get creative with things. We were pushing Jeff on a skateboard around, so it was fun.
It was good stuff.
Great job, Jeff. All right. So, now that you guys have seen GP Tequila Shad and all the baits that it is coming in, let's break it down. Let's show you guys up close and make sure you know what these baits are, what they do, because these are going to sell out very quickly. I want to make sure you guys have an opportunity to get them. So, of course, as always, this is available in an Ito Vision 110. Let me take one out so you guys can really get a true sense of the color. So, basically what we have is we have this beautiful kind of like pearlish, goldish belly that fades into like a transparent, see-through, like amber chartreuse side, and then kind of a purplish back. And it has that guanine finish on it, so it's fully transparent, yet, you know, it's got enough flash and body to look like a bait fish. I think you guys are going to destroy this, especially if you guys fish anywhere where they eat like table rock shad. This is a no-brainer color. So here it is in the 110. Okay, so it's available in that guy. Also, for the first time in a Respect Series color, we see them drop it in a 110 Junior. So a lot of you guys have been asking for this to happen, and it has happened. So it is available in the 110 Junior. It is also, for the first time, available in one of my favorite jerkbaits. This is the X70. So the X70 is a small, it's a 70 millimeter jerkbait. It weighs 3/16 of an ounce. It's a super dope little finessey jerkbait. You can fish it for trout, you can fish for bass. It's just a really small but amazing little bait. So I think you guys are going to dig that. They resurrected one, the X80 Junior. So I haven't seen this one in quite some time. So the X80 Junior looks like an X80 trick darter, but it's 65 millimeters long. So it's actually even a little shorter than the X70. It weighs a 1/4 ounce, it suspends, just a super dope small profile bait. I think you guys are gonna dig that one. Staying in jerk baits for a minute, we see another resurrection. This is the Live X Leviathan. So if you guys have been around Megabass for a long time, you will remember this bait. This used to be one of the staples in their lineup. It is 90 millimeters long. It weighs 1/2 ounce, a true suspend. If you guys aren't familiar with the Leviathan, this is kind of like a Stacy style bait where it's kind of a hybrid shad slash jerk bait. So really more of kind of a crankbait where you kind of get it down and you kind of sweep it, right? And it's going to kind of move and then just kind of suspend there. You can give it some twitches, but really it works amazing on the sweep. So I think you guys are really going to dig that one. We also see the resurrection of the Live X Revenge. So 90 millimeters, 3/8 ounce, again, a suspending bait. This guy is, again, kind of a crankbait, jerkbait hybrid, but more of a jerkbait than the Leviathan. So this guy is kind of the same way. You can get it down the depths, and you can give it a little bit more aggressive action. It'll have a little more side-to-side movement on it. So really cool to see those two baits. All right, jumping over to topwater really quick. We see it in the Pop X and the Pop Max, of course. Make sure you guys can see the full color spectrum there. That's a beautiful color, Jeff, don't you think?
That one's really sick, dude.
Yeah, it looks so dope. Okay, so there's the topwater offerings. There is also an ORC, so the Overrev Crank is also available in that, GP Tequila Shad. And then 3 crankbaits. We see, of course, the DeepX 100 and 200 LBO. And then we also see the addition this time of the Griffon SRX, or the SRX Griffon. So there is the lineup, 12 baits in total. It's the largest lineup they have had in a Respect series. This is a one-time shot. So for most of those baits, it's the one and only time they're ever going to be made in this color. So if the color speaks to you, grab quickly, enjoy them. Super excited to bring them to you guys. I know you guys are going to catch a lot of fish on these this year. So yeah, enjoy. Thank you, Megabass, for getting them to us. Arigatou gozaimasu. All right, we see more limited edition one-time drops this week from Megabass. We see an introduction into the 2021 celebration colors. Now, each year at New Year's, Megabass does a special batch of colors to celebrate the new year, and hallelujah, it's 2021, right? Am I right, Jeff?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I am. So let's break down. There are 6 colors. They're each available in a Pop X, Pop Max, and Baby, and then 3 of them are also available in an X Pod and an X Pod Junior. So let's do the run through really quick with you here. Okay, first we have Karajishi 2021 Beniaka. So this is available in a Pop X, a Baby Pop X.
You swapped them.
I know, that's all right.
Oh,
they get the picture.
gotcha.
And a Pop Max. Here, let me take this out. Now, if you guys have been collecting New Year's colors, these first few are going to look similar to previous years in the coloration, but this year I think is probably without a question, the most detailed of the colors that I've seen on there. Each bait will have 2021 on there to commemorate the year. So, I mean, they just did an amazing job on the paint jobs and the schemes on these baits. So there is offering number 1, that is Beniaka. Okay, offering number 2, kind of staying in that greenish pattern here. We see Karajishi 2021 Kogane. So to get it right this time, Jeff, I have a Pop X, a Baby Pop X.
Correct.
And also a Pop Max. Okay, now here, let's just show you guys each color. I want to make sure you guys are seeing these because, again, once they're gone, they're gone. Okay, so, and there's only about 20 pieces in each bait, so they're not going to last very long. So you can see it's a little bit darker green. It's got that beautiful gold. Just really dope markings on these. Okay, all right, so there's that one. That is Kogane. Next one, we see Karajishi 2021 Shikoku in a Pop X, in a Baby Pop X, and we also see it in a Pop Max. Okay, so there's an up close look at that guy. Okay, you've got the purple with the darker head, beautiful scale patterns, pearl belly. Dope. Okay, so there you go. Shikoku on that one. All right, next color in the lineup expands into 5 baits. This is Karajishi 2020. Calm down over there, Bags. This is Karajishi 2021 Benizoge. Pop X, Baby Pop X, Pop Max, and then we also see this guy in a X Pod and an X Pod Junior. Now, I know a lot of you guys follow us and you're very familiar with all of these baits, but I know a lot of you guys are also new to the Megabass line, so you might not be familiar so much with the X Pod and X Pod Junior, because both of these baits are temporarily discontinued, but they resurrected them back for this drop. Okay, so here's a look at the color first and foremost. So super dope color. I mean, even if you're not into collecting baits, this is definitely a color that can get bit. It's basically just a white with a pretty faint red on the bottom down there. Right, now the X Pod and X Pod Junior, they have adjustable lips to them. So you can see the little lower lip. I can squeeze and I can adjust various settings on this thing to turn one bait into different baits. So you can drop it down to have more of a dive or more of a jerking type motion. You can push it up to have more of a walking type motion. This is an amazing walking topwater bait. It's got a nice, beautiful sound. So it's got that beautiful kind of one knock moving topwater bait. If you do nothing else but leave that lip closed and use it as a walking topwater bait, it's worth getting. They crush it. Okay, so there you go. There's that color. Tsukuro Kudako 2021 in a Pop X, a Baby Pop X, an X-Pod, an X-Pod Junior, and of course in the Pop Max. All right, let's take that one out so you guys can see it. There's so much going on these two colors, man. All right, so check it. I'm just gonna let you guys really absorb it. This is just an amazing color. Just so many different patterns and shades going on this guy. What do you think about this guy, Jeff?
It's not my favorite out of this set, but it's pretty cool, I guess.
I think this is my favorite out of this set.
Really?
Yeah. I just think it's super dope. I mean, completely unique.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah. So I think you guys are really going to enjoy that one. And then rounding it out, we see Yakodako 2021. Yakodako. Say that 3 times fast, Jeff. Go.
Yakodako, Yakodako, Yakodako.
Oh, nailed it. Pop X, Baby Pop X, X-Pod, X-Pod Junior, and of course the Pop Max. And let me pull this out. It's a similar design as the last one, but different colors, obviously. So let you check that one out. Is this your favorite one, Jeff?
No, sir. It was the white with the red head.
Oh yeah.
You know what that reminds me of?
What?
Reminds me of those Swedish dolls that you can stack on.
Oh, totally. And they just keep stacking
yeah.
up.
That's
Yeah,
what it reminds
100%.
me of, the color of.
100%. So there you go. 6 brand new limited run colors to celebrate 2021. If you guys collect or you just want some super dope baits, grab them while you can. Like I said, there's only 20 pieces of each bait. So once they're gone, they're gone. But what a great way to celebrate 2021. So enjoy. All right, staying on hard baits, I'm going to point out a couple important restocks I know some of you guys have been waiting on, as well as a few new colors. So in Evoluzion 110, we see a return of Wagin Hasu 2. This has become one of our hottest sellers this year. Something happened. Tournament somewhere was won on this, and they just got scooped. So we see a big restock in this guy this week. We also see a return of the 110 Junior in MG Sexy Stream. We also see +1s return in some key saltwater colors. So GLX Akakin Owashi is back. PM Redhead is back. PM Pearl Rainbow is back. And GG Heat Owashi is back. We also see a new color addition this week in the X80 Trick Daughter Saltwater. This is M Katakuchi RB. Now this is a color that exists in the 110 and the 110 +1. It's just a beautiful natural, you know, silver shad type color with a red belly. So stoked to have it in the X80. It's a great kind of slow sinking version. I think you guys will crush it on that guy. We also see a brand new edition, X80 Magnum +1 in GP Sparkling Chartreuse Head. Now, if you guys have been hanging around here at all, you know that I'm a huge fan of the X80 Magnum because it's basically an Edo shiner that sinks. So the +1 is interesting. It's still going to sink, but it's got a longer lip, so it's going to stay down a little bit deeper instead of coming up as you twitch it. So it's pretty cool. Really, this is the only color they've released so far in it, so it's a 1-color offering, but it's a pretty sick color. What do you think of this color, Jeff?
I'm not a huge fan of lemon, but
it's a little too bright for you.
This one's okay.
You're a little more dull.
I am a dull man.
If you guys fish around, well, first of all, saltwater, they're going to crush this thing. But if you guys fish anywhere near a smallmouth, when they start moving up, they get fired up on chartreuse. So there you have it. Clear, transparent with that kind of guanine finish. I think you guys will love that one. That's in the new X80 Magnum +1. We also see a huge restock this week of the X70. So getting back to the X70, we talked about a little bit in the Respect clip. This is one of our favorite small-bodied jerk baits. It has that beautiful kind of weight transfer system that not only goes back and forth, but also goes up and down. So if you give it a hard jerk, that weight will kind of bounce up and cause the bait to kind of hunt or flash off randomly to the side. So all the key colors in X70s are back. We also see a big restock in the Slap LBO. So all the key colors are back in this guy. This is one of our hottest sellers this time of the year. It's an amazing kind of crankbait slash jerkbait. Really more of a crankbait, but you can certainly jerk it and twitch it as well. 77 millimeters, just under half an ounce. It's suspending bait. It does have that true LBO weight transfer system, so it casts so easily, but all the key colors are back in that. All right, a couple weeks ago, we did a big restock of 5-inch Magdrafts. In this shipment, we see a return of a bunch of the key colors. In Japan, only 6-inch Magdraft. So I'm going to fly through these really quick with you because I know a lot of you have been waiting and you're going to want to scoop these up. So back in stock in the 6-inch Magdraft, we see a return of Nude Oikawa. We see a return of Rainbow. We see a return of Pink Shiner. We see a return of Gold Ayu. We see a return of Wakasagi. And we see a return of Ghost Wakasagi. I think all of you are familiar with the 6-inch Magdraft, but just in case you're not, this is arguably one of the most effective, just tie it on and run down the bank and chuck it kind of swim baits. It catches fish everywhere. It's the perfect size. It comes with a magnetic harness inside that, can you see that, Jeff?
I can absolutely see it.
Okay. So it comes with a magnetic harness, so the hook literally just sits right there and that magnet holds it in place. You can, of course, stick the hook in if you want, and the magnet will hold it in place as well. So you have a few different options there. Amazing colors, you know, from Japan. So if you guys have been waiting, definitely scoop them up. They're going to fly out of here, but those are back in stock. All right, staying on swim baits for just a second, we also see a return this week of the Scuppernong color in the 4-inch and 5-inch Spark Shad. So this is that beautiful kind of reddish brown color. We don't get it that often in these two sizes, so if you guys have been waiting for that, those are back in stock. We also see a return of the 5/8 ounce Double Willow in the SV3 spinnerbait. So the SV3, if you guys remember, this has got that cool drop-in delta balancing head. It's really designed to keep the bait down so you can slow roll it. The Double Willows have been flying out of here. 5/8 ounce is the Japan only size. So if you've been looking for like pearl shad, cotton candy, those are back in stock as well. All right, we also see a huge restock this week in Japan only colors of the Hazedong Shad. Now I know a lot of you guys love the Hazedong for your drop swimming or even as a small little bait on a ball head. So all the key colors are back. We see a return of Black Silver. We see a return of Western Blue. We see a return of Green Pumpkin Blue. We see a return of Numa Ibi. Scuppernong that we just talked about, that is back in stock. Wakasagi is back in stock. Very excited that we finally have back Sight Glow. So Sight Glow is one of my favorite colors. It's that two-tone white, kind of that glow pearl back and the clear belly. I know a lot of you guys have been dying to get this when they're really keyed on shad. That color crushes. So all of those are back in stock now. All right, new this week from Megabass, brand new offering from them. We see a brand new soft plastic creature bait. This is the Rock Hog. Now, the Rock Hog will eventually be available in a 2, a 2.5, and a 3-inch. We see the most important size, the 3-inch, arrive this week. Now, the Rock Hog is a super dope creature bait. This thing moves amazing in the water. It has a nice, thick, kind of zippered body here, as you can see. It's got a big head, that's what she said. It's got some cool little tentacles that hang from it. And then it's got these great claws that basically just swim and flap amazingly underwater. So here's what's dope about this bait. A, we love Megabass soft plastics and they don't release enough of them. So we're really excited to get these in. But this particular bait, we've been messing with it. You can do so many different things with this thing. You can fish it on the surface, just like a toad, or subsurface like a wake bait. You can fish it weightless and it will fall horizontally. It's an amazing free rig bait because it will pull down and swim and then stall and fall horizontally. You can fish it on a Ned head. It's an amazing jig trailer. So one bait, you get a ton of versatility with it. I think you guys are really going to dig it. So I'm going to run through the colors with you really quick. So first up, we see Green Pumpkin. Okay. We also see Isogani. So it's kind of like a green pumpkin type color with some flake in it. We see Solid Red. So a lot of you guys live in parts of the world where they smoke red in the spring. Don't be afraid to put this on the back of a chatterbait, okay? It looks ridiculous. So you see that. You also see a clear red color. So just a little, I'd say brighter, even though it's clear. So you get a couple different red patterns. We see chartreuse with green and gold flake. So for you bed fishing guys, or if you want to fish this like a wake bait or a toad, you're going to crush them on that. Pearl white. So same thing. You fish this guy a little more aggressive, uses a chatterbait trailer. Moebi. And Moebi is basically like a watermelon candy. So that's kind of a no-brainer color. Nice and natural. We see clear hollow. So it's just a clear with some hologram flake. That thing's going to crush by us. We see clear pink hollow. So I know a lot of you guys destroy them on those pink tones, especially you smallmouth guys. All right, and then we see Ibamizu red flake. So it's kind of like a cinnamon with a black and red flake. So there you have it. Brand new soft plastic creature bait from Megabass. There's going to be a ton of fish caught on this thing. So at some point, I expect the rock hog to become core. For now, it's a limited drop, okay? So we brought a bunch in, but once we're sold out, we're going to be out for a while, and Megabass is out already, okay? So if this speaks to you, I would definitely scoop them up, pick them up. I know there's so many different things you could do with it, so, you know, enjoy the new offering, the rock hog. Okay, a couple important restocks to let you guys know about. Two of our best-selling colors in the Baby Pop X, PM Hot Gill and OC Teaser. Those are back in stock. We also see 3 new color additions to the Dog X Speed Slide. So this is the small version of Dog X that's designed to move very quickly side to side, so really fast dog walks. We see MG Cosmic Shad up top, we see Ito Wakasagi in the middle, and Hot Shad on the bottom. So remember, this guy is going to move very fast side to side, so if you need to fish a little bit more aggressively but still have a small profile, the Speed Slide is a great one. We also see a return of the 15 gram in the bottom slash head. This is the chatterbait style head that you can attach a swim bait or a fluke to, and you can sink this guy down on the bottom and slow roll it and fish it in structure and show those fish something they haven't seen before. So we've had it in the 20 and the 30 gram. We've been out of the 15 for a long time. Those are back in stock. And if you can't do math, that's basically a ½ ounce. We see a new color in the Deep X 200 LBO. This is MG Morocco. Now, any of the Morocco colors crush here in Phoenix, so we're excited to get the MG. It's just got a little bit more transparency to it. So if you guys fish cleanish water that you have bass that are feeding on bait fish, should be a great color for you guys. All right, we also see a return this week, finally, of the Shadding X. Now, the Shadding X is a very finesse shad style bait, 62 millimeters, 3/16 of an ounce. So it's a light bait. You're gonna need to throw this on your BFS or light spinning gear. What's dope about the Shadding X is that obviously it looks incredibly natural, right? Very natural bait fish pattern, but it has these little tungsten beads up on top of it that clack to create a similar sound as like a shad click in the winter. So when the bait is moving through the water and it's cold, it creates kind of a clicking sound of the spine. It's designed to imitate that sound. So it's very natural, it's very lifelike, and it has a lifelike sound underwater as well. So these have been out of stock for quite some time. Back in stock in all the key colors. We also see a return of another bait that's been out for quite some time. We see a return of the Dive Elbo. Now, the Dive Elbo is one of the first baits to offer the original LBO casting system. So you'll notice that there is like a hard pipe that runs through the middle of it, and then the weight shifts back and forth on it. It's just a great all-purpose kind of crankbait. You can jerk it as well. Really more of a crankbait than a jerkbait secondary. 78 millimeters, 3/8 of an ounce. It's a floating, so it's going to get down in like that 6-7 foot zone. You can tick grass, you can do different stuff with it. So those are back in stock. We also see a huge restock of our best-selling tailspin, the Nautilus. So all the colors are back in this guy. We've talked about this guy before. So the Nautilus is a line-through tailspin. A lot of you guys crush them on tail spinners this time of the year. This will give you a true line-through so that when you hook them, the bait can actually separate from the hook, so your land ratio is much higher than a lot of traditional tailspins. We sell gazillions of these guys to touring pros when that tailspin bite is on, because when they hook a fish, they actually get it in the boat. So if you guys have been waiting or looking for any colors, they're all back in stock. Okay, while we're on Restock, we see a return of all the colors in the MR-X Griffon. So all the key colors that you guys snatch up, we see Firecraw, we see GG Kurodemi, we see GG Moss Gin, Avocado IU, all the colors, right? So if you've been waiting, they're all back in stock. If you guys aren't throwing the MR-X Griffon, the MR-X Griffon and the SRX Griffon, they're both designed with what Yuki Ito calls a pinball action, right? So the bait is going to hit a rock, and instead of just kind of climbing up and over it, it's going to hit it and then deflect the same way like a pinball would when it hits the side of the machine. It shoots back, so it's going to deflect off to the side, and then it's going to hunt back to center. So just a very unique small profile crankbait for grinding into the rocks. So if you guys are fishing anywhere from the bank down to like 8 foot and you catch them grinding into the rocks, you should definitely check out the MR-X Griffon. All the colors are back in stock this week. We also see a return of one of our best-selling colors in the Vibration X Vatalion Saltwater. So we see Shell Skin Lemon. So this is just a very natural, this is going to be a slow sinking version of this. Just in just a great color. I mean, it's saltwater, but it's one of those just fishy colors. So freshwater, saltwater, doesn't matter. We also see a return in some key colors in Vatalion as well. So Vatalion is one of the best lipless / glide bait type baits for this time of the year when the fish start feeding on bluegills. So all the key colors in those are back in stock. Okay, back in stock this week. We've been waiting a long time to get these guys back, and a lot of you guys have been asking. We see a return of the Megabass Hyper Cork Knob. Now, these guys will fit any Daiwa or Megabass reel. Okay, they're a challenge to fit on Shimano, but if you own a Daiwa or a Megabass, they are going to fit great. And the advantage of going to this is, A, it's cool because it says Megabass on it, right? But it's got that real nice, why are you laughing, Jeff? You know that it's as much fashion as function around here. It's got that nice, like, beautiful, soft, tacky feeling to it. So it's great in dry conditions. If it starts raining, you keep that tackiness to it. These are super easy to change out, guys. So if you guys aren't used to changing your knobs and your handles and all that stuff, there's a tool in there. Literally, you just stick the tool in your grip and you pop it off. I mean, and then you put the other one on and put the piece back on. I mean, it literally takes like 5 seconds, right? So if you want to customize your stuff with some dope knobs, you can do bait casting or spinning. Those are back in stock. How much do you think these are, Jeff?
Those are probably $60.
Why would you think so?
Because the Daiwa RCS ones are like $60 and they come from Japan. So
right. And these are just as premium.
Right.
But you know what?
So
you know what's special about these guys?
Let me hear this, dude.
They're not $60. What's your next guess?
How are they not $60? They're from Japan.
$24.99.
There's no way.
I swear to God.
There's
Megabass
no way.
wants you to have their grips on their reels. So $24.99, you get the set. So pretty dope, huh?
What?
Now they're cool, aren't they, Jeff?
See,
it says Megabass and it's dope.
And it's fairly
$24.99.
So
fairly?
crazy.
That's cheap. We also see a return of the Megabass clear pouch in the small size. Okay, now we're going to start to see some pretty awesome Megabass soft good drops over the course of the next few months. I'm really excited. Finally, we're going to start to see a little steadier flow of soft goods. So this week we see the clear pouch in the small come back. Talked about this guy before, so I won't spend a lot of time, but the small is really dope because it has this internal kind of mesh pocket. So I use this for storing like my spark shads and Okashira screw heads, right? So this holds quite a few packs of spark shads, and I can put my Okashira screw heads here, zip it up, and I've got everything in one place. I don't need to find my spark shads and then find my screw heads. It's all in one spot. So You can do the same with drop shot. You know, put your little drop shot worms, your weights and hooks up front, or whatever you want to do, right? What are you going to put in there, Jeff?
That's
what I thought. You know, if you used baits this size, you'd actually catch a bass.
Probably.
Yeah. So if you guys have been waiting, those are back in stock. All right, back in stock this week, we see a return of the Megabass Survival Bag. Now, we've talked about this before. We sell out every time we get them in. This is basically the duffel that you guys can use if you're, you know, a non-boater, you're fishing from shore. It's got big compartments in there you can store, you know, full-size Plano boxes, or I just load this sucker up with the lunch boxes, and it holds like 15 of them. It's got all kinds of pockets and gadgets and things on it. So if you guys need a really dope bag, those are back. And then I know a lot of you have been asking about the mobile flex boots. We see a small return this week of the mobile flex boots. So this is the waterproof boot designed for like wading or shore fishing so you don't get your stuff wet. So if you guys, we've talked about this before, if you got big feet like me, what do they say, Jeff? Then the boots are in stock.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
If you got little tiny feet like my man over here, sorry, I got nothing for you.
Nothing for me, huh?
But you normal feet sized people.
12-foot size.
12 foot? You think I have a 12 foot?
Yeah, dude, you're a monster.
If you're size 10, 11, something like that, I've got a boot for you. So those are back in stock. All right, let's dive into rods, Jeff. There's a bunch of them, so I'm gonna fly through them, even though that was really slow and sloppy. Maybe I should drink. And what do you own?
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Tachyon shaft. A lot of you guys have been waiting for the return of this guy. This is the 6'7" hard-hitting jig rod. If you guys are skipping docks or you just want a rod that's got a lot of power, a lot of punch, Tachyon shaft is amazing. Those are back in stock. All right, my new favorite BFS rod is also back in stock in the P5 line. This is the F260. This is the Cliffhanger Thriller, or as Megabass pronounces it, the Criffhanger Thriller. But regardless of pronunciation, this rod is so ridiculously light. At 6 feet, it does all of my BFS stuff. I can throw hard baits, I can throw soft baits, I can do everything on this one rod, just effortlessly. So I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for the lighter actions to come back. These are back. We also see a new addition to the lineup in spinning. We see a brand new F0 ST63XS. This is the Kirasame Ultimate. Now, this is an F0, so it's going to be like a true light / ultralight rod. That ST stands for stinger tip. So it has a true carbon stinger tip up here up top. So it's going to be highly sensitive, highly flexible. This is going to be really designed for throwing really light baits. If you guys are trout fishing, if you guys are, you know, pan fishing, crappie fishing, that kind of stuff, this could be a super dope offering for you. Let me just pick it out. 1 32nd to 3 32nd ounce, 2 to 5 pound line. So pretty light, and again, with that stinger tip, you're going to really want to make sure that you're taking care of it and treating it properly. But the advantage of that stinger tip is you're just going to get amazing casts and amazing feel out of it. So if you guys have been waiting for a really light, short rod, this thing is sick. In fact, we should take this out later, Jeff.
Okay.
And throw it around. Okay, so those are back. All right, a couple important restocks to let you guys know about. We see a return of the Destroyer Evoluzion in the F466 Ti. This is the Shamrock. Now, this has become our best-selling Evoluzion rod. For a while, it just kind of sat around and everybody scooped up like the White Python, the Diablo, and all those kind of rods. But once guys figured out that this rod is actually pretty damn amazing, it just feels perfect in your hand. It's got that nice regular bend through the middle, so you can throw jerkbait, walking topwater bait, just kind of all-around reaction in that like 3/8 to ½ ounce size. The Shamrock is super dope. So if you guys have been waiting, I know a lot of you have, those are back in stock. We also see a return of a couple of really important Orochi XXX models. So if you follow us on Instagram, I mentioned to you that Orochi XX, the USA Orochi, they are just further and further delayed. So we're not going to see that drop until kind of end of spring on some models and then end of summer on other models. So I know a lot of you guys have been waiting on specific type rods, so I'm going to highlight a few that are back in stock. So this week we see a return of our best-selling jig and worm rod in the lineup. This is the Destruction 70. Okay, now The Orochi XXX is basically the same blank as the Orochi XX, but these are just in Japan models, okay? So the Destruction 70, 3/8 ounce to 2 ounce. So it's got a huge lure rating. So this is just gonna be like your all-around jig and worm rod. If you want a rod that's very sensitive, traditional fast action, this is an amazing one. We also see a return of the Chimera. So this is the F5 610K, 3/8 to 1 ounce, 610, just an all-around use rod. A lot of guys use this for throwing little frog, spinnerbait, that type of stuff. The Chimera is amazing. And we also see a return of a jerkbait rod. Hallelujah. So the Black Elzile 2, this is the original jerkbait model that Megabass used to build off of for their jerkbait special, 110 specials, all those kind of things. So the Black Elzile is just a great all-around use jerkbait, walking topwater rod, 1/4 ounce to 3/4 ounce, 8 to 20 pound. These are back in stock. While supplies last. So here's the scoop. Rods are going to be very, very difficult for the next year probably with all brands. So if you see a model that you've been waiting on, I would recommend getting it, because once these are gone, we're probably not going to see a restock of these until summer. So it's going to be this crazy stagger. They're in, they're out, they're in, they're out. So if any of these speak to you, definitely scoop them up. All right, speaking of amazing jerkbait rods, we see a return of the Valkyrie in the 6.9 medium plus. Now the 6.9 medium plus is basically the go-to jerkbait rod on Lake Biwa. It's an amazing rod for 110, 110 plus 1, all of those. It's got the same lure ratings that we just talked about, 1/4 to 3/4 ounce, 8 to 20 pound line, but it's in a Valkyrie. So you get that glass carbon composite, so you get a lot of strength and you get a lot of bend through there when they're hooked. You also get the adjustable grip system, so you can balance your reel, or you can shorten it for a little shorter casts, and then you can lengthen it for, you know, longer open water casts. So a lot of versatility to it. A lot of you have been waiting on that. Those are back. We actually see all of the Valkyries return this week. So if there's a model that you've been waiting on, they're all back, including the 6.7 medium light, which is one of our most popular ones for small little crankbaits. So we talked about that little MR-X Griffon earlier. Any of those smaller jerkbaits, the 6.7 medium light is amazing for all those. So those are back as well. We also see a return of my favorite frog rod. This is the TS Destroyer Poker. So this guy's been out for a while, and they are back just in time for our frog season. So if you guys have been waiting to scoop up just a brilliant frog rod, light duty pitching rod, TS Destroyer Poker is incredible. Can't say enough good things about it. Those are back. All right, a couple important little rods to discuss. We see a return this week of the Great Hunting Whip Twitch. Now the Whip Twitch is actually a 3-piece spinning rod. This is just a beautiful rod. It's got a hand-carved wood reel seat, just gorgeous styling throughout. This is really designed for that light line trout fishing. It's got that beautiful soft bend. So anywhere from a small jerk bait to really, really light plastics, you can throw all of it. Let me spec it out for you, 2 to 8 grams. Right, so basically up to a 1/4 ounce this guy can handle, plus it packs nicely. So if you guys have been waiting, those are back. Also, another of my favorite BFS rods. Jeff and I have been throwing this quite a bit. We see a return of the Triza Elbo. So this is the F063 Triza. So this is a true BFS rod. It fits, you know, an Alpha's Air, a Steez Air beautifully. It's got that nice soft bend through the middle. So if you guys are throwing a lot of tiny hard baits, you know, the Great Hunting series, that X70, you know, any of those smaller sized hard baits, the Elbo is beautiful. Plus it's multi-piece, which is great. So you can break it down, you can pack it, but you would never know you're fishing a multi-piece rod. So if you've been waiting, the Elbo is back. And we also see some new additions to the Destroyer and the Destroyer Carbon Head lineup. We see the Elise and the Cliffhanger. So we got some more kind of BFS options. So the Elise is an F160, the Cliffhanger is an F260. So a couple other options in there for you guys throwing the lighter line, lighter baits. The BFS is really, you know, getting hot again. So excited to get more offerings and options in for that. All right, and then finally in rods, we see it's kind of the Super Destroyer overrun over here. So Super Destroyer in regular Japan Destroyer, as well as Japan Carbon Head Destroyer, are back in stock, as well as the P5 version of Super Destroyer. Now, Super Destroyer is F6 6.9, so it's a 6'9" kind of all-purpose, all-around rod. Now, in the Japan Destroyer and in the Japan Carbon Head Destroyer, they are going to be more of a traditional fast action, jig and worm type stuff, skip and docks, light duty pitch in, you know, spinner bait, you know, anything where you need just a heavier rod, those are going to be great options. In the P5, it's a little bit slower through the middle. So the P5, all those same things definitely work, but you could also use it for more reaction stuff. So you can see even through the middle, it's got a little bit more of a regular bend. So don't be afraid to throw this thing on a square bill, on a buzz bait, you know, on a larger jerk bait, things where you need a rod to have a little bit of give still. The P5 Super Destroyer can definitely handle it. So if you're waiting on Super Destroyers, all the models, they're back in stock. All right, guys, that is a wrap on what's new this week from the Hookup Tackle. We appreciate you guys watching. As always, on behalf of myself and my family, thank you guys for the support in the business. If you have any questions on anything we've covered today, drop me a question down below in the comments and I will definitely get to it. Jeff will leave links to all of these products below as well. So, happy Sunday, everyone. Grab yourself a cold one. Cheers to everyone. We survived another week. Grab yourself a beautiful, delicious Orion. Delicious. Until next time, everybody, peace out.